Battle Royale play space. Battle Royale F2W. Yeah! What a play space, am I right? A play space that we believe is the future's future.
Shut your mouths, you miserable piece of human garbage!
Oh, shit!
Let's get this nonsense started.
Well, you can't say this year's E3 was uninteresting. Every year I watch the E3 press conferences of the big game companies such as EA or Ubisoft. And it's always funny to see what they will mess up, but more importantly, to see which new games will be announced. And every year the gamers complain about all the cringe and fails in the E3, but I guess that's just part of the experience.
You should buy it. It is going to make us huge numbers. It's probably pretty great, but I won't know because I do not play any of this garbage. Roll the garbage!
So, instead of talking about the biggest games announced or shown, let's take a look at my personal top 5 for AAA titles and indie titles. E3 had so many games, and much was only shown during interviews after the press conferences. But before I do that, I have to show you how smooth the presenters were at the PC Game Show. I mean, check this out.
How does one run a hospital in Two Point Hospital?
Whoa, what's going on with the mic? What's going on with the mic? What's going on?
Wait, oh my gosh, is the stethoscope eliminating your microphone? Oh, you know what? We do this every year. Come here, talk to me.
Okay,
How do we run a hospital?
so Two Point Hospital is a game about designing and building your own hospital. It's
Talk directly at my tie.
You said don't talk there.
Yeah. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there. And I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indies are at the heart of PC gaming, and next up is a brand new publisher revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them, behave yourselves audience, today.
Seriously man, moments like that is why I watch the E3 live every year. Anyway, let's go over the top 5 games, for me personally, while watching me destroy this pantheon in my promos to Platinum 2. Let's go! So, on number 5 you find A Plague Tale: Innocence. This is a game I heard of first at this year's E3, and it looks like it has a very gritty atmosphere. It obviously revolves around the plague and escaping from hordes of rats as shown in the gameplay. You have to defend your child from human soldiers as well, and it looks like it will be a thrilling single-player experience. I seriously can't wait to see what the final game will look like. And if it's not just avoiding these hordes of rats using light sources, I will be very happy. But they already mentioned in an interview it has some daylight levels with only humans as well. On number 5 for the indie list, I chose Generation Zero. This is a title for Xbox and PC, but there is known very little about it yet. People are already calling it the multiplayer version of Horizon Zero Dawn, but not as pretty. The trailer, however, features in-game footage and it definitely looks like an interesting setting. And I must say, it looks pretty as well. On number 4 for the AAA titles, I put a newcomer for me as well, Call of Cthulhu. Its trailer had me hooked because it got some horror vibes to it, while also being a single-player narrative RPG. These kind of games come closest to being categorized as art, and will probably keep me on the edge of my seat when I'm playing it later in 2018. Actually in 2018. Anyway, as the game trailer says, you will be plunged into a terrifying world of conspiracies, cultists, and cosmic horrors. Ooh, count me intrigued. I just love horror. For the indie number 4, let's brighten the mood. This game was made by just one man. That is absolutely amazing. It's an adventure game people are already comparing to Zelda, but it has its own unique look and style, and you play as a fox. If you're a fan of these types of games and you like the colors, the relaxing music and exploration type game, then this will be one for you. Perfect to play after a long day. Please don't be super difficult and prove me wrong. So here comes the top 3, the big guns, baby. This year we finally got more from Cyberpunk 2077. Unfortunately, the hour of gameplay wasn't shown online, but people are praising it for being, well, awesome. CD Projekt Red has made the Witcher series, which I only played 20 to 30 hours of. I hope this will be the game I can sink all of my time in. and I can't wait for more gameplay footage. Oh, and a release date. The indie game for number 3 is a game that had a beautiful trailer with music that was very haunting. It's called Sea of Solitude. This is the theme that the game will be based on as you explore the waters where scary looking sea creatures live. The main character turned into a monster, and finding other monsters will probably be a key feature into defeating her loneliness and changing back into a human. That is what I'm expecting at least. I really like these games that focus on a theme and then make an entire game based around that theme. Anyway, the next game? Number 2, The Last of Us. Boy oh boy. The Last of Us was the best game ever made in my opinion. I trust Neil Druckmann, and in this trailer the cinematography, music and sheer brilliance was absolutely amazing and made me trust him even more. Now, obviously the gameplay was scripted, but this was the same as the first gameplay trailer for The Last of Us 1. So, if we can expect a game that will be as good as the first one, it will all work out. No release date, and I don't care. When it's released, I will play it. I will enjoy it. Thank you, Naughty Dog. And of course, an indie list cannot be an indie list without a goofy game on there. The trailer for this game was funny and well put together, and maybe that is why I put it on number 2. But the game My Friend Pedro is definitely gonna be fun to play. Side-scrolling, shooting enemies, diving Matrix style, ricocheting bullets off of pants, killing on a skateboard, killing with a skateboard. Holy shit. This game will be a success, and I think that those studios deserve it. I personally can't wait to play this on my stream. Seriously man, it looks fucking amazing. And then, number 1. Let's start with the indies. Although not a newly announced game, this game looks very cool and reminds you of Dark Souls, but with its own unique style. It's called Ashen. It's an action RPG featuring a completely open world, and in this world you can do quests, become stronger, create your own character, customize looks, find gear, and of course, fight enemies. It works with a stamina system similarly to Dark Souls, where dodging attacks and attacking costs you stamina, and it also has a high risk, high reward combat system. It also features passive multiplayer, allowing you to do quests together if you are both doing the same quest at the same time. This way you can play with many different people if you choose for this option. I really like the art style, and I can't wait to play this as well. Now, what was the ultimate game of E3 2018? I'll tell you after this fight. On number 1 is one of my favorite single-player franchises that has not let us down ever. A hardcore focus on single-player, beautiful graphics, an apocalyptic setting, an amazing soundtrack, and lifelike sound effects for guns, machines, people, and monsters. Now featuring an open world. This is Metro.
Amen!
Let's move out, Artyom.
And if the heretics come for our lives, we will stand firm. So you got me, you damned heretics. Artyom,